this is another part of our grilling. It's part of our meat grilling. So we're grilling 2 sliders, or burgers if you like, but they're smaller. You're going to make your burgers, we haven't bought them. We're going to grill pineapple, and you're going to grill your buns as well. Whether you like the pineapple or not, you're going to have to grill it, put it in, take the photo, take it out when you eat it. Alright? Because we've got to show that we're grilling in different elements. The buns are going to be grilled, but you're going to grill them in your oven or a salamander with a radiant above heat. Alright, so you will burn them. Someone will burn them, guaranteed. So be careful when you put them in. Remember, you've got them in so you can take them out, because people do burn them a lot. The patty's going to be done on a grill pan, obviously, because we're grilling, not frying. So you're going to warm that up. You've got your ovens on grill, which is the little squiggly at the top of the fan. You turn the heat all the way up, and then you have it open. If you shut it, it becomes an oven. So, alright, everyone happy with that? First thing we're going to do is we're going to prep everything on our whiteboard before we get into doing the meat. That way we can use our whiteboard, we can put it aside, and then we can work in rotation. First thing I'm going to do, because it doesn't have much flavour as such, is I'm just going to split my buns. So we're going to cut them just in half. Remember keeping your area tidy. So if I was to do my onion first, and then split my buns will taste of onion. Does that make sense? Next thing I do, this is our lettuce. We're going to chiffonade this. So what chiffonade is you squash it into a little sort of thing, and then you're going to slice it finely. Now I've got 1 leaf here, which should be enough. The reason we're going to do this, it's probably too much here actually, the reason we're going to do this is because it sits in the bun nicely, and then I'm going to put it back in my prep bowl, okay? So that's called chiffonade. So when we come and do veggie cuts, if any of you guys do in the 2nd semester, some of you have done it already, you need to know things like chiffonade, okay? Anyway, chiffonade lettuce. What's the next thing? We'll go to the pineapple next. With the pineapple, obviously you guys won't be cutting a hole on each, you only need a slice. So what I'll do is I'll just do a slice and you know exactly what you're doing. Remember to use your waste file. So cut a slice, then you're going to cut your skin off it, getting rid of all those little, the bitty bits that we might say in there. So you've got to cut quite deep, but you don't want to cut massively deep. Get rid of those. Next important thing, you're going to cut it in half, and you're going to cut this little root out. I think we're going to go quarters actually. The root is the centre that's really hard, okay, so we want to get rid of that. You can chew on it, but it's not very nice in a burger. You guys might only need, I'm going to cut these in half again because they're quite small. So if they're too fat and you've got them in your little burger, they're just going to want to slide off, yeah? Could you pass me up another plate, please? Or a little bowl would be fine. Thank you. So put them to one side. All this is all our mise en place. It's all our preparation, okay? Have you guys heard of mise en place before? No? Mise en place just means preparation for service, everything in its place. Right, that. Right, the onion. This is a massive onion. We're only going to need a quarter of that. We're going to cut it that way. We're going to cut it that way. When we do our onion, this bit's important, boys, is we want to make sure it's really fine. Because these are small, if you've got big chunks of onion, it's going to split your burgers open. So get rid of all the tough skin. Get rid of just the little fluffy bit, but leave the root in. You know about this? You can talk. Yep. Right. Cut through, but don't cut through all the way. And we want it nice and fine. So it all holds together, yeah? Then cut this way. Cut this way. And then we're going to slice it. Slice it down. Flop it over so it's safe. Chop, chop, chop. If your pieces are real chunky now, you'd go over it chopping it like a herb. We probably don't need even that much, do we? How much do you reckon we need? About that much. Could you pass me another bowl? Someone else can use that bit. What I've done, I've put it in a big glass bowl because that's what I'm going to do my buns in, my burgers in. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, we've got some fresh thyme. Just pinch it, and it should come off. You're going to need to chop this a little bit though. So you're going to push it together and just chop over it like this. So during this semester, we're going to need to see some knife skills. That goes along with our knife sharpening that we've already done. So I need to video you chopping stuff. Okay, so herbs in there. Half an egg, yeah, so when you're doing this, you're going to need to share your egg with somebody else. Get your egg, you're going to split it into a jug, you're going to whisk it up with a fork. That way you can regulate, and you're going to pour half, and then you're going to give half to somebody else. Alright? Because there'll be like 8 people, 6 people cooking. So don't all grab an egg, work it out between you. Alright? So half an egg. Half an egg. We're going to put a tablespoon of breadcrumbs in there. We're going to put some salt and pepper in there. And remember, you're only doing small amounts, but you still need to season it. Then we're going to put our meat in there, like that. Clean hands, squash it down. Everything's prepped out, so we can get rid of this whiteboard. So you want to give this a really good squash around, so you get that onion and the herbs and the salt and the pepper, the breadcrumbs. Why do you think the breadcrumbs are in there? Anyone know? It just helps dries up the juices and helps it stick together. Same with the egg. The egg's there to help it stick together. So, get rid of our whiteboard. Bring in your red board. Going to split your meat once it's together. You're going to split it into 2 even bits. How much meat did we have? 160, wasn't it? So what you're going to do is you're going to squash it down, but you want to still form the sides. We could probably go less meat actually for the sides. Now, if you look at the size of our buns, and you look at the size of the meat, this is going to shrink, yeah? If you don't flatten it down enough, it shrinks up and goes into a ball. Okay? It will shrink when it cooks. So you want to make it a little bit bigger than your buns, but a little bit flat too, especially in the middle. So, fish slice, we'll try it without oil because there should be enough fat in them. You want to hear it sizzle. Alright? Hey guys, when you're cooking them, just give them a little bit of a season with some salt. Put a little bit of oil on your plate, just for your pineapple. Alright, you're just going to give it a quick dab. And you're going to place it on. Now we don't want to shuffle this around, we want to get some nice lines on it. I'm going to go 3 an inch. So, buns on a tray, top shelf, oven open to grill them. You want them light brown. Pick the burgers over carefully. We need to probe the burgers. What temperature? When you probe it, make sure you're not probing the pans. It only goes to the centre. So that's 79 now. So what do we reckon about that one?
Same.
And that one. So they're cooked, yeah? We've got our burgers that are grilled. Make sure you put the bottoms on the bottom. Bottoms on the bottom. You're going to take a bit of chiffonade. You're going to try and keep it within your bun. Okay? Burger. Burger. Your grilled pineapple. Like that. We're going to go a little bit of barbecue sauce, put that in the top bit of your bun, give it a spread around, not too much. On it goes. On it goes. That is your last meat grilled dish.